Well, hello.
Hi, rabbis.
Doesn't Chicago feel a little bit, in some ways it feels richer because we have another extraordinary rabbi with us, but in some ways it feels just a little more lonely because it's missing our cantor who's
I
in Maine.
know. 1,100 miles away. I was thinking of that song, 500 miles, 500 miles. I miss you, rabbis.
We miss you.
We miss
We do love though how you look so beautifully lit from behind in this gorgeous area. Yes.
extremely rough.
It's almost as though it's saying like Maine
It's a
is
fake
God's
background,
country.
guys. I'm really right next door.
So today I brought in this song that I have loved since I first heard it many summers ago in Israel. It's by Eddie Ankri or Eti Ankri, and it's actually from an album where the entire album she's singing these poems, these love poems to God from Yehuda Halevi. And every one of them, like she puts her own spin on it, but they're all words from Yehuda Halevi. And every one of them is beautiful. But there's one that whole summer, so it was the summer of 2014, when I was listening to it. And by the way, it was so interesting. Like I would go into, say, into the shuk, and there it would be playing on the radio. So I love also that Israel's this place where it could be the national station where they usually only play like this pop music, and they're playing these love poems to God that were written in the 12th century in Spain, and now they're being played in Israel today. And so there's this song, "Beholy Be," let me just read you. I'll read you the words in English, and hopefully we'll be able to play a little bit of the song because it's just beautiful. So Yehuda Halevi writes, "With all my heart, in truth, and with all my might, I have loved you, in open and in secret. Your name is with me. How shall I go alone? Yes, God is my beloved. How would I ever sit by myself? God is my lamp. How will my light be quenched?" I have to say that in that summer, so that was a difficult summer for us. That was a summer where there was just a lot of pain, and then trying to not only interpret all of that for myself, but also my children were very young at the time, and helping them to navigate through all of this. It just felt hard and messy, and a lot of times my heart didn't feel so full. But to hear these words about how not only my heart could still feel full, but also how I wasn't alone, and how sometimes even in these struggles in life, like how actually there could be words that would be written so many centuries ago that could still fill my heart with such comfort, that I felt like, are there things that you hear in a different way, that like it was from a different time that you were listening to them? Like I find that I put on this album by Eti Ankri often. I put this song into my playlist because I need to hear them now. I need to hear her voice interpreting those words that speak to me here today. Are there things that you're listening to a little bit differently given life situation today, and its messiness and its pain, and even its joy and its light?
Rabbi, thank you for that was deep-hearted sharing. Thank you. So I was thinking about what song, and the truth is that as I was driving here to Maine, I was just allowing my phone to play the shuffle of whatever happened to be on it. So one song came on that I hadn't listened to since long before this pandemic. And I had loved the song back then, but then all of a sudden I was listening to it as I'm driving away and reflecting back on, holy cow, what just happened back in my home, and what's happening to all of us. So here are the words of the beginning of the song. And this is by John Bellion. He's just a pop artist, rather new. So it starts off like this. What if who I hoped to be was always me? And the love I fought to feel was always free? What if all the things I've done were just attempts at earning love? 'Cause the hole inside my heart is stupid deep. What if where I've tried to go was always here? And the path I've tried to cut was always clear? Why has life become a plan to put some money in my hand when the love I really need is stupid cheap? So it's a beautiful song. It just gives me this sense of comfort that I have everything I need. From the moment this all began, there was a sense of urgency that we wouldn't have enough of what we needed. Literally, like from paper towels and beyond, we worried that we wouldn't have what we needed, right? So just, Rabbi, like you get comfort from the reminders of what you already have. Is this song reminds me of what I already have, and to stop looking, to stop trying to buy it, it's already with me. So I loved hearing it again.
Nice. Cantor, thank you for sharing those words. It's going to take some time for those to like roll around my head and settle. I like that. For me, I'm actually thinking about what I'm not listening to, as I am not often someone who just takes time to listen to music. Podcasts are the way that I interact with sound when I need sound in my life, per se. And so I, especially at the beginning of this pandemic time, everywhere I turned, it was talking about the right now, talking about the economy, talking about the pandemic. And it was really difficult because so much of our work here is responding to our world, is thinking about how our Temple Sholem family needs us in these moments, how they are having difficulty with a myriad of things. And so listening to This American Life, Marketplace, Planet Money, 99% Invisible, like every one of these reminded me of the work that I have to do. And so in this time, I'm not listening to podcasts in the way that I normally do, but rather have switched to more contemplative music, and really rediscovering what it's like to just sit and listen to music and just be drawn in by it. So I've been exploring all different kinds of things, but I miss my podcast a bit too.
Nice. Yeah, I totally relate to that feeling that we have to be really careful right now about what we're taking in, because what we're listening to when we're not listening to music and podcasts is often so difficult to hear that I have dove into anything that feels comforting. And to me, the artist that is the most comforting all the time is Paul Simon. He's my number one favorite of all time. It's not that cool, but I love him. And I think it's funny that we all of us who brought in songs that reference the heart, because he says in the song Graceland, losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you're falling apart. Everybody can see which way the wind blows. And I just I've thought about that lyric for like the last 10 or 15 years. Like I'm always chewing on it a little bit. And to me, it's about vulnerability, and it captures vulnerability so beautifully, because, you know, when we can see that somebody has lost someone or something that's important to them, we get a glimpse of this window into their heart. But right now we're all experiencing loss, and we all have these windows in our hearts open, which is, I think, why we need to be listening to music that comforts us and talking about music that comforts us and sharing it. Yeah, because we're all swaying all over the place right now. And so to me, this lyric has become a little more universal than it usually is.
Beautiful. Will you say that line one more time?
Yeah, it's losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you're falling apart. Everybody can see which way the wind blows.
Yeah. Or that hole in my heart is stupid deep. Like, it's just, and this notion of like, I can't take anything more in that's actually going to upset me. Like, I actually need to be able to have things that help me be contemplative, that help me be able to take in this world, but not be so reactive to this world, that actually can help me feel like my heart is full, even if that hole is stupid deep, even if people actually can see my loss and see how the wind is blowing inside me, that actually in this time, maybe vulnerability and honesty and having our hearts open could be exactly what's needed. Like, maybe the way that Cantor Ben David taught us, like, maybe actually these are the people we're supposed to be in this moment, and we don't have to try so damn hard. And I have to say that that again, like these lines of Yehuda Halevi, saying that, what if what our whole hearts need to be doing is loving God? And that means taking in the world in all of its complexity and in all of its brokenness, and actually saying, this is holy, that we're part of this holy, crazy adventure that's life, and that's actually what we need to be able to take in, all of it, and to be able to say that our hearts are open to each other, that our clergy team, all of us together, we're stronger together, and that our community of Temple Sholem is always going to be a place where people can both grapple with the difficulties in the world and take comfort in this great, big love affair that is life. So with that, I'll say it's wonderful to see all of you. Love to have these conversations, and take care.